Hello, everybody, and welcome to a very special FullRestore podcast. Almost said the name of a different podcast with What Up Minecraft.
What up, guys? Nick from What Up Minecraft here, and I am with Pat.
From Patt Plays and the FullRestore channel and the TPT network. Yep. And I'm going to be doing a cool thing with the FullRestore podcast where if we have someone not from real life and part of the TPT network, just people generally online, so it's going to be all about them.
Well, I am from real life. I do exist.
The link able for this video will be all his videos. So I think it's a cool little turnaround. So going straight into the wide lens here, a little news thing. Tell about your channel and how you went from just dicking around to having 20,000 subscribers.
So my channel was originally What Up Minecraft, but if you go to it now, you'll probably see it as What Up MC. And the reason I changed it is because a long time ago in 2011, I think was our first year, a friend of mine and we wanted to start a YouTube channel, and this was around the time when Minecraft was super
big.
popular.
Yeah. Back when people would watch my Minecraft videos.
It's still pretty big, but those were the days when it was just new and it wasn't actually released as a full game.
Yeah, in the beta, anyone would watch anyone play it. Like even people who were dicking around or 13-year-olds that didn't know what they're doing, as long as there was some kind of niche to it, like a prank war or a redstone tutorial or a mod, people would watch a show.
Oh no, redstone. I can't do redstone for my life. So we started a channel called What Up Minecraft, and we were like, oh yeah, you know that thing that everybody's doing where they just like make Minecraft videos and post them on YouTube? We could do that. And it was pretty good for a while. We got lucky enough to start a playlist or a series of videos called The Prank War that happened to be our most famous series of videos. And then it sort of just died off a bit, and we weren't posting as much, and we kind of did random games here and there, and we decided, oh, maybe we shouldn't focus on Minecraft as much, but then nobody wanted to see anything that wasn't Minecraft on a channel that has Minecraft in the name.
And then as soon as everyone starts, well, let's go back to it. Let's start making Minecraft. And then nobody cares about Minecraft.
Yeah, and that's when I didn't really play Minecraft that much anymore, so I started joining the game, and all these people are like, oh, Nick, you don't know how to ride a horse? Come on. Riding a horse is the easiest thing. And it was like all these plants and things I never even heard of. I was like, they didn't have this when I was playing Minecraft before. But yeah, I have had several periods where I would go on, oh guys, I'm taking a break from YouTube, and then I'd come back and be like, guys, I'm finally back, and then I'd be gone like 2 weeks later. But now I'm finally back with the game that I had wanted to play since forever. And that is Pokemon. I just recently started.
Finally.
Yeah, I just recently started posting some Pokemon videos and trying to gain some traction and regain the same subscriber base that I had when I was doing Minecraft.
Business.
Yes. And now I'm here.
Yep, and now you're going to make your third and fourth Minecraft battle video.
You mean Pokemon?
God damn it. Oh, no. Oh.
Yeah. So we just had
Pokemon, and then you just start putting up the Minecraft mod.
We just had a pretty long, how long was that? 40 minutes.
Going into the ring target here for our second segment. We went up to record a battle, and I was like, hey, I was in the comment section like, hey, can we do a battle? He's like, sure. And after me losing my mind trying to look for his responses because I didn't know how to Twitter for 2 hours, I got to settle down with him, and I got to get on Skype and start talking to him and get ready to play. I made the decision of using my more competitive team, which had a few gaps in it, like my Breloom having Drain Punch instead of Mach Punch, and my even though I knew the team he was going to use, I didn't base my team around it at all because I know I had 4 water types to pick from, picked none of them, and I had no viable moves on my wall. My wall was my Porygon 2, my amazing Porygon 2, with Charge Beam or Toxic. This time it was Charge Beam, Trace, Recover, Substitute, and Conversion to Electric type to, change up the weaknesses. And yeah, I forgot that he had a Gliscor, the worst Pokemon in the game. Gliscor is terrible and nobody should use him. Gliscor sucks because we had this Porygon 2 and this Gliscor stand off for about 5 minutes twice. It became a 40-minute video.
Yeah, it kind of sucks because even if you had replaced Charge Beam with Toxic, neither one of them would have worked on Gliscor.
I had no move. Like, Ice Beam, maybe. But then Roost. Like, oh, God.
That's what I was scared of. The whole game in the video, you'll hear me reacting, and I'm like, every time, like, oh God, here comes an Ice Beam. Here comes an Ice Beam. I'm going to get Ice Beams. I was like playing, like, Ice Beam dictated my whole strategy for half the game.
Oh, God. It was so bad. And there was sand. Like, I knew that he was a Sandstorm team, but two of my most important Pokemon in that team had Focus Sashes, which don't work in the sand.
Nope.
Oh, God. Barry. I mean, Bilbo. The reason why he has a funny name is because Barry was my Breloom for my Ruby Nuzlocke. Way back when I did Nuzlocks. Now I do Schema-Runs. Barry was this amazing Breloom that was carrying my team. Like, I let my starter die just so I could use my Breloom. Like, Grovyle was like, I loved Grovyle, but I was just like, I want to use this Breloom, so I kind of just paid more attention to the Breloom. Oh, God, dude. I had boxes full of dead Pokemon in that run.
Oh, man.
But I only lost 2 Pokemon that I actually cared about, and they were devastating losses. The first was Sierra. This is more of a red. There's a bit of a red card here, but Sierra was my Loudred, which became an Exploud, and became an Exploud right before we fought Groudon. I was like, awesome, because I had this Fiona, this Gyarados, and I hated Gyarados. I hate Gyarados because I was like, oh, everyone uses a Gyarados. They're so like, oh, I don't want to resort to using a Gyarados. So basically what ended up happening was that I was like, yay, I have a Loudred with Hyper Beam now. An Exploud with Hyper Beam. Screw you, Fiona. I don't have to use you. I want to use a water type against. So I kept spamming Hyper Beam on the emulator, trying to beat Groudon, and I got fissured. And I lost Sierra, and I threw a little tantrum. And then I bring out Fiona, who one-shots Groudon. So if I had not been so egotistical, I would have not lost my Exploud, because Fiona one-shot them with Surf. And then the other one was Barry the Bloom, my star player, who was sweeping Wallace's gym until he ran into the Sea King at the same level. Like, if I had trained up one more level, Barry would have survived. Horn Drill.
Oh, God.
So, because I cared about them so much, I went to Mount Pyre and buried them, and I was like, oh my God, I've lost like 30 Pokemon, but these two actually mattered. And then I ended up winning, but every Breloom I have now is a tribute to Barry. So I have build up Barons.
That's actually like what you said before, how everyone uses a Gyarados. That's probably one of the Pokemon I've never used in a game before.
But I made a competitive team out of the guys from that run, and my Gyarados from that was pretty sick with Dragon Tail.
And
hold on to that thought for a sec, because I'm just paranoid because I got a pop-up and I was worrying that it glitched the recording. So I'm just going to... what was your thought that I told you hold on to?
How I never use a Gyarados, and I actually have not used an Exploud either. That was one of the Pokemon I've been planning on using for a while, because I just find it's crazy how you can have a move like Boom Burst that's almost as much base power as like a Giga Impact or Hyper Beam, except without any side effects. That
Oh,
and plus it's
stab.
scrappy. Yeah, stab and scrappy. That's ridiculous.
Oh my god. But yeah, we're gonna do another battle with the team I should have used, which has 4 water types, which would have been helpful.
Is unfortunate because the team I will be using has 3 fire types, and it is kind of half a sun team.
I only managed to KO 1 Pokemon on his team, and he'll probably only manage to KO 1 Pokemon on my team in the remake.
My favorite one on the team. Actually,
Yeah,
I don't know. It's
Gojira.
either Gojira or Bruce. The Gliscor.
Fuck Bruce, man. Fuck it. You gave Bruce to not your shark. You gave Bruce to not your shark.
It was more. It's actually funny how I noticed I have 2 nicknames that are nicknames from Christian Bale characters in his movies. One's like Bruce Wayne as like him in Batman, and the other one is supposed to be Borden. As I don't know if you've seen The Prestige.
Because I was thinking like when I saw Bruce, every time it was like, "Go Bruce," I was like, "Oh, here comes the Garchomp," because I was thinking Finding
Nemo. Yeah. So I actually had a shark that I named Bruce. I used to have a couple sharks when I used to have a fish tank. And I had a shark named Bruce, but he died. And Bruce was a girl. It turns out Bruce was a female shark that was pregnant and tried to make a nest, but she died.
God.
Yeah.
Was it at least like a sad moment where it's like the baby comes out fine, but the mom's dead?
No, she didn't ever lay, or I don't know, would she lay eggs? All I know is
probably dumped her out with the eggs, and the eggs were fine.
I don't know if sharks lay. I know
sharks do live birth, actually.
Regular sharks, like big sharks that you see in the ocean, do live birth, but I don't know about the small kind of ones you have in fish tanks.
Talk about a red card, but tiger sharks fight in the womb.
Yeah, that's crazy.
They're like
sharks,
totally. They're not like they break off the umbilical cord. Like they're totally functioning sharks inside the womb. They're just all membrane, like squishy sharks. And and they eat each other.
I went to like a shark exposition once that they had nearby, where they basically just talked about how sharks are like one of the that too, and one of the most resilient
unable to be domesticated
resilient types of animals, because they've been around forever and they have survived. What was the word? They had a certain term to describe. Was it like an extinction period? I don't know. It was something where it wiped out tons and tons of different species of animals, and sharks survived the whole time.
It's called the mass extinction.
No, something that it was. I'm gonna have to look it up later, but I remember there was just a super long timeline, and it would be like, this point sharks still survive. This point sharks still survive, and it was so terrifying to see all these like 6 different events where it's like, all these species are wiped out.
Apocalypses,
yeah, and then sharks still survive. I was like, holy shit, these things are intense.
There are 2 things that survived: microplankton and sharks.
Yeah.
So let's use a red card and get out of that topic.
Okay. That was a really hot topic.
Yeah. Want to talk about your MaxRevive thing, or the Auras itself and some blind reactions?
I'm fine with either one.
Let's do MaxRevive, because this is another one where we have a link to a video that you'll make. So we teased it in the first video. We were talking, and I was talking about my MaxRevive, my challenge runs that I make, and he was talking about a challenge run that he had an idea for, and I kind of helped him make it into a full-fledged thing that actually uses his fans. Incorporates his fans.
Uses.
And how about you talk about the shiny run?
Well, I knew for sure I wanted to do a playthrough of Alpha Sapphire, because I bought both Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire when they originally came out, and I only played up to like Oldale Town, or whatever the name of the first town is in Alpha Sapphire, just because I wanted to do post-game stuff so much in Omega Ruby. So I was like, you know what, as long as I'm getting a capture card and doing battle videos, why don't I do a playthrough at the same time? But while I was doing this and breeding all these Pokemon to prepare for a bunch of battle videos, I ended up getting a bunch of shinies for some of my favorite Pokemon, and I won't reveal too many of them yet, but I do have a shiny Hoenn starter ready to go, and I may have a shiny Pokemon that enjoys using HM moves a lot. But yeah, so
So we ran through.
originally,
We ran through. Yeah, originally we ran through a bunch of ideas like, oh, why don't we just do a a normal run, but we have an HM sleeve that's a shiny in the background or something. Then we were like, well, what if we, and then I talked about how you on an emulator you could code it so that you run into nothing but shinies, and the shiny rate is for normal Pokemon, and the normal Pokemon are for shiny rate. So you run through the entire game on the hunt for a non-shiny Pokemon, and then by the time you find one, you don't react to it because it's like, oh, it's just a normal one. But then you beat it and you're like, wait, shit, that was the not shiny, and you have this moment of like, your body is trying to have a reaction to seeing a shiny, but your mind knows that it's not shiny, but it's this version's games of shiny. It was funny. And then we got to the idea of, well, what if it was just a run where you had shinies? You used shinies as your encounter, because I did an egg run, a mystery egg run, where my friend sent me all eggs, and I hatched the eggs as my encounters, and it was awesome. So, using shinies, getting a bunch of shinies in your game, having them in a locked box, and taking one out for... Now, the idea that I brought to the table was doing one for every area, you'd run out of shinies quick.
yeah,
Doing every town, when you get to a new town, you go to the Pokemon Center, crack open the box, and put a shiny randomly into your team. I think that was a great idea, and you have enough shinies to actually do that for a while on your own.
yeah.
But then
Then,
you want to talk about the fans?
well, I thought it was a lot better than the original idea, which was just to start with six shinies as the team right off the bat, and then only catch shinies encounters, which will probably never happen. But yeah, I feel like that's probably a much better idea to just each time I get a new encounter or get to a new city to just replace them with the shiny that I have, and then eventually shinies that hopefully fans of the series or fans of the channel will want to donate to the cause and see me use in battles, and hopefully I will not lose them.
Well, yeah, like we ran through, because in my view, there's 3 ways to, there's many layers of a challenge run, and there's the fainting rule challenge layer, there's the catching rule challenge layer, and then there's the in battle rule challenge layer. The in battle rule challenge layer is, are you doing a paired run? Are you doing, a no switching run, or are you doing shift or set? And then the catching layer is, shiny run, or Nuzlocke catching rules, or, only catching things of a certain type, which would be a Schema-Run. And then the fainting rules, which is the most controversial. Nuzlocke fainting rules, where things are dead, you release them. Coma run fainting rules, where they're in a coma and you have to beat the game to wake them all up. You're waking your friends up. Or no fainting rule, where the game's hard enough, things can faint and it'll be fine, like a normal run. And what have you decided on? Do you think that... Because we can't do a Nuzlocke, because imagine you send in your shiny, your only ever shiny, it's this level 1 shiny that you hatched, and you send it in to watch your YouTuber play it, and they take it in and train it up for a few episodes, and then its first battle it goes in faints instantly. You're gonna just rage quit the channel. You're just gonna leave and unsubscribe forever. And in a Schema-Run, or a Coma run, if that Pokemon faints, you'll be like, no! But you'll stick around, because if that's the only Pokemon that faints, the entire run, this person, this YouTuber with 20,000 subscribers, is going to be like, we're going to do this for them, for this shiny that this person sent in. We're going to go, and we're going to bring them back. And in a Nuzlocke, you don't have that. You have Martyrdom, where it's like, oh, we're gonna do this for them, even though they're already dead, and no point to it.
Don't worry, your Pokemon will survive. All
Yeah,
of you out
so
there.
it'll either be a coma run or no fainting rules at all, depending on how quick you think you're gonna run out of shinies.
I don't know. I could go for. I mean, I have a couple of shinies that I promised to give to other people, but I could, keep them for myself and then use them.
But yeah, we would. The other funny thing is if you end up randomizing and taking a Pokemon that's a slightly high level, then it'll disobey you, which would be even funnier.
Which is bad because, I mean, they're already going to be traded right from the start because I'm planning on using a Hoenn starter to start the game, and it'll disobey me as soon as it hits level 10.
Is perfect.
So I have to try and either beat the gym leader with like level 9 Pokemon, or try and level up really high and then just try and beat the gym leader while the Pokemon is disobeying me the entire time.
I made the joke of Combuskin. Okay, all you have to do is use double kick, Ember. Oh, no.
Just Ember the nose pass.
Just out of spite.
Everybody knows fire Pokemon don't listen, especially Charizard.
Oh, come on, I knew you were going there.
Well, I mean, one of the shinies I have in reserve is a Charmander, so.
Yeah, and we'd assign them all numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then random.org, random number generator, you get them every town or city. You'd have to count up the cities and match it all up. But
for sure.
You send in your shinies to this person, and they're gonna play with them, and hopefully they may either become gods or become the little derp that faints instantly, or the HM slave.
For sure the Charizard is going to do the disobeying thing where it falls asleep.
I mean,
I'm pretty sure. Do they still even do that? I knew that was a thing a long time ago. It would be like, he's disobeying. He falls asleep. You're like, what? Or no, he's taking a nap.
Yeah. The thing is that people can name them whatever they want. So.
Oh yeah.
Like, okay, I could get Morpheus, the fully EV trained Absol, or I could get Dickbutt, the level 1.
Oh God.
The level 1 modest Chimchar.
Oh man. Yep. I think now that I'm looking it up, it says, oh no, maybe it is up to level 20. Oh, that might not be so bad.
Still, the fear is there. The fear is definitely real.
Yeah. Oh no, that means with the badge it'll obey me up to level 20. That means without the badge it's only up to level 10. Oh God, no.
Well, yeah, that'll be fun.
Apparently
I'll send you. It's a bit high level, so it would have to be locked until maybe a few gyms. But I can send you my Garbodor.
Oh man, so apparently sleeping is still a thing in Gen 6.
That is
the ones they don't have anymore are uses a different move or does not attack.
Oh no.
Oh no, they do have does not. Oh, it's just in like a different. It's a different quote, but it's still the same effect. Oh, they still have does confusion damage to itself, so that's good. That'll be fun to see.
I'm trying. I just don't know how to listen to you. I physically don't know how.
It's like I leave the shiny and it's like, oh yeah, he could take about 2 more hits. Well, not if one of the hits is him getting confused and hitting himself. Whoops.
So I think that's pretty much your shiny run. I mean, if you want to know more about the shiny run, he's gonna make a video about it.
Yep.
If he goes through with it.
I will, for sure. I have to use these shinies at some point.
I'll send you my Garbodor, my trash. Guess what the name of my Garbodor is? My shiny Garbodor, if you haven't picked up, people.
Shiny. What color is it? I'm trying to think of what color it is.
It's the perfect color. It's
I don't know.
Gold and purple.
Gold and purple?
It is.
Oh my God.
Her name is Treasure, because one man's trash is another man's shiny piece of shit.
Oh God.
Hey, Garbodor can be really good competitive. Like, not
Yeah,
competitively, but in runs. I mean, Gunk is like sick.
yeah.
But you know,
You know
getting
what?
good isn't not being shit. It's accepting that you're shit, and
I'll
you're
give
just
you
really kick ass
guys
shit.
a bit of a hint to what my starter might be. Oh wait, didn't I already say it?
Yeah, you said a Hoenn starter and an HM slave.
Okay, so I didn't say the name of what
No,
the Hoenn starter is. So, it is a shiny because it's a
they're
shiny
all
run,
shinies. Yeah.
and its nickname is Floyd, and that might be it. I got the nickname Floyd by combining two different things that I found were kind of related to it with Floyd
The
in
answer
the name.
is the answer is Floyd. Now, guests, please give us the question.
Yep.
Do 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 do.
What is blank?
And blank.
Right. Well,
Um,
I think I that might have been too much, too many hints. Now that I'm thinking about it, I think it's pretty obvious.
yeah,
But I mean, it's obvious because I
it's a
know what the
Growlithe.
answer is. Yeah.
It's a Growlithe. That art is sick.
Oh, the
Yeah.
actually, I think. Oh, I totally forgot to link to the person's deviant art. I was supposed to do that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put a reminder to myself to link to the deviant art account where I got
I'll put her in the link
that
cable.
artwork. Yeah, sure. I just have to
Let me
write it
just
down so I remember to say it at the end of the video.
Where's the link cable? Link cable. Yeah, DeviantArt. Rowlith. Yeah, I just realized I had a hat on. I didn't even notice I had this hat on. I went to take it off, but I'm like, wait, I have headphones. So I put my headphones on after I had this hat. I still didn't notice I had the hat. What the fuck? So, because you brought up as you said, let's go to the scope lens. As you said, you played through the game rushing to get to the end game.
Yeah.
Me, I wasn't, because I didn't know about the end game. I went in blind. And I talked about this on the first episode where I talked about Terrell, and Terrell wasn't going to get the games. He wasn't going to get the games. He was like, oh, I don't have money.
Oh.
And I was like, it's spoilers, but do you want me to talk about the Delta episode? And he was like, dude, I don't care. Tell me about it. And then I tell him about it, and from my exasperated reactions, and he's like, holy shit, that's pretty cool. And then guess what was the selling point? He was not going to buy the game. He just thought it was pretty cool until I showed him this.
Was it? Do you want me to guess?
Yeah, guess.
Was it space?
No, I'd already gone through. I actually showed him the space battle, and he was like, that's really cool, but he wasn't sold on the game yet. I was playing around in the game, trying to get somewhere to show him something, and then he heard the music playing for the Eon Flute, and he was like, what's that? And I was like, oh yeah, I'm just using the Eon Flute.
Oh.
And he's like, what? And I'm like, yeah, I'm just flying. He's like, what do you mean? And I showed him, and he was like, I'm buying the game right now.
You mean
because
soaring?
Of the cutscene from the Eon Flute. The Eon, it wasn't the space, it wasn't the meteor, it wasn't the fan service. It was flying, soaring on Mega Latias that sold the game to him. So, yeah. Best part of the game, apparently, as rated by Dawnstone.
Yeah, it is pretty. Like, even though I know there's a ton of people that don't like it online, they're like, it takes too long.
Well, oh, really? I thought they were going to complain about the Mega.
Well, I guess it could, because you know how when you play through the game, like the first time I think you turn on a game after having it off, they show like the full Mega evolution animation in your first battle.
Yeah.
But then after that, when you Mega, it just goes like straight to them Mega evolving.
Oh, people were saying that you shouldn't have to see it.
So I was like, why does it show
because
like
it's
the whole?
Amazing.
I know, but it could be a little bit shorter if they just did like the first time you turn it on that session, they show the full one.
If you want it to go fast, then just have a flyer on your team, okay? Then you can go onto the Dex, the search nav, the map nav thing, and then click on a place and fly directly to it. That's fast. You only use the Eon Flute if you're if you're taking the joyride, Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really like the flying in this game for some reason. I find it feels clunky
Well, I
compared
mean,
to
have you
just
ever played?
soaring.
Yeah, have you ever played? Uh, not Mystery Dungeon. Pokemon Ranger, uh, with the legendary beasts,
I know I played
where
one
you
of
get to
them.
ride on Raikou, Entei, and Suicune.
Okay, maybe it wasn't that one.
In that game, you also get to fly. I shit you not, on Latios and Latias in the exact same style engine. So
Wow.
assets were ripped. And guess what? You also run into flying types in the exact same way.
Wow. I mean, they already do fly on. They've been flying on Latios and Latias since the original games came out, right? I think somebody's flying on them at one point in the intro. I might be wrong.
No, you're chasing them on a
I
bike.
thought for sure somebody was flying on them.
No,
I,
I'm more of. But in the have you ever seen the concept art for the Blaziken Latias thing?
um, Probably not.
Look Latias up on Bulbapedia and scroll to the bottom in the trivia, and you'll find this sketch from Ken Sugimori or someone of May. Well, Sapphire probably at the time. Actually, no, Sapphire has the fangs and the blue getup.
Oh,
It was
wow.
probably May. Yeah, you see the sketch?
Yeah,
Blaziken and Latias were
that's
at one
so
point the same Pokemon.
that's so odd.
Yeah, that's what the design was like.
Wow.
And then they split Blaziken off and made a whole evolutionary line from him and made Latias a paired Latios.
Just looks weird.
Also, while you're on Latias's page,
Yeah.
scroll up until you find the Pokemon Adventures maid outfit. The how Latias can change her form to look like anything, with
Oh yeah.
things. She's so adorable. That she
Sure.
made the
Oh God,
Emerald
that.
thing so. Oh my God, she's so cute. I love Latias maid. On a less creepy note, oh shit. Oh wait, I never actually talked about my blind reactions. So, yeah, this one doesn't have a video to go with it, but I went in blind, and let me just tell you, my reaction. I'm gonna, you know what? No, it's not on this computer actually. Shit. Oh damn. No, I actually said it's somewhere, but I could pause the recording right now and show you, like, have you hear the audio clip of me reacting and freaking out, and it'd be pretty funny, but it'd probably sound like shit through the speakers. But trust me, I'll try to recreate it from memory. All right. Okay. We beat her with Rayquaza. I mean, technically, Rayquaza fainted instantly to the Mega Salamence, but yeah, that was sweet. I'm glad that I actually beat her with my own team. What's going on? What's this music playing? Okay, we're gonna ride Rayquaza. Oh God, wait, the Aqua Suit. Why would I have the Aqua Suit? Are we going to space? Why is there Dragon Ball Z music playing? Holy shit! Okay, we're going to space. Okay, we're in the atmosphere. Okay, Mega Evolution. Oh, okay. Yep, we're in space. Oh God, what's with triangles? Why does Deoxys have to do with the triangle now? Like, this wasn't okay. Meteor Rayquaza. Okay, I guess we're gonna use Dragon Ascent. And no, we're going straight through it. Okay. Oh wow, we saved everyone. That was amazing. I guess that's the end of the game. God, that's so cool. What? No. No. No, my God. Deoxys? What? What? Level 80? Are you serious right now? And then I defeated Deoxys, and I was just like, is nobody going to talk about this? I came down and nobody was talking about Deoxys. Like, there were these two people in the spaceship center, in the spaceport or whatever, talking about Deoxys. Nobody else was talking about Deoxys because nobody saw that. Only these two researchers saw what happened. Zinnia and everyone else thought that I went up into space and blew up a meteor and that was it. No, I had a space battle in space. Apparently, we were low enough in the atmosphere that my Walrein and Cradily could breathe in space. What? I get Deoxys breathing. I get me breathing with my suit. But I could have taken up a Zigzagoon and sent it out in space, and it's fine. That entire thing was just nonsense fan service, and it's so amazing. Oh my god.
Hey, it's space.
And the Dragon
Anything
Ball
with space.
You immediately thought Dragon Ball Z when you heard that music too, by the
Yeah.
way, right? Oh my god, everyone did. Oh my god. It's so good. God.
Man, I remember when I did that fight with Rayquaza, I was like, "Oh yes, Rayquaza's mine now." And then I remember, because I kind of finished the game a bit later because I was like taking my time through everything, and everybody's already ready on the forums about how they beat the game. They're like, "Oh man, the Rayquaza's so OP now. He's too OP to be in Uber's tier. He has to be in his own tier." Yeah, and so I was like, you know what? Rayquaza's so OP. I bet I could kill her whole team with just my Mega Rayquaza, or just my Rayquaza. So I go, and I think it was either the first or second Pokemon I think she threw out was a Tyrantrum. And I don't know why, but I went for a Dragon Ascent against Tyrantrum, and it did like half damage. I was like, oh shit, that was bad. And then she one-shotted me with like a Dragon Claw or a Stone Edge or something like that. I was like, oh shit.
I think Zinnia's battle was absolute. Like, you know how Aaron in the sequelitis thing talked about Mega Man X and its intro and how it was just perfect.
Yeah.
How some games build up an intro or an ending, like, you know, in some games, like the final boss, the way that you fight them just feels intimidating, and it works. Zinnia's final battle is so perfect because you get this protector, this amazing, not a god, but just this amazing, the strongest Pokemon alive ever. And then, just out of pure skill, she beats it. And then you beat her. The game forces you to fight her leading with Rayquaza. It forces you to get into this mode where, like, I can kill anything. And then you can't. You wipe first few Pokemon, but then she beats Rayquaza. And she makes you beat her with your own Pokemon. Like, that's an awesome emotional moment right there.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, it's Rayquaza, but Rayquaza didn't win. You won. It's so good. That's Salamence. Oof.
Yeah, I was actually restarting the game a couple times because I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get such a good Rayquaza with perfect IVs. And there was just like the whole scene with restarting and then the cutscenes and all that. It was just
you didn't restart
too much.
it for the stats. You restarted it for the cutscene.
But yeah, I think when I was like, you know what, this is enough restarting. I really want to finish the game. I think I ended up with a Rayquaza that had perfect attack, special attack, and speed. So I was like, you know what, good enough.
Jesus.
Oh, I would actually check it now, but it's not in my game right now. I know I marked it. I'm pretty sure it was perfect attack, special attack, and speed.
Why is Rayquaza triangles? Because he wasn't always triangles in the original game, right?
Probably something to do with the weather trio, maybe.
It's just like, why Delta? I get Omega Alpha Delta, but like, they made that up, right? That had no, like, the only triangle in Ruby, Emerald, and Sapphire was Deoxys. Like, is Rayquaza triangles because of Deoxys' stone tablet? Why does Deoxys have a stone tablet in the first place? And has anyone tried to take Deoxys to the X and Y fossil place? Because everyone thought that those meteorites in there would change Deoxys' form. If you take your Deoxys into X and Y and go into the fossil place and are able to change his form because of the meteorites in the fossil place in the southern seaside city in Kalos, awesome.
Wait, is that actually a thing?
Everyone thought it was back before Oras was released. People were like, maybe this is a place for Deoxys. Because there are 5 meteorites lying in a row that you can interact with that do
Oh, yeah,
nothing.
those.
I'm like,
Okay, I was trying to remember what you were talking about.
this seems like a Rotom situation.
Yeah, I've never. Deoxys is one of those Pokemon that I've never actually had.
Yeah.
Yeah, like one of my own, because I didn't really do that many events
Oh, yeah.
or when I was
I-
younger. So everybody was like, "Oh yeah, check out my Deoxys or my Jirachi." And
Yeah,
I'm like, I don't. How do you guys get
the
those?
Deoxys event was so weird because you just go to an island and it's just like pew 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 pew, and I didn't get that was a reference to Deoxys, so I knew something was coming. I didn't know that it would be Deoxys, and then you can hear it on the like. I wish I should probably upload this recording. It's like you hear it on the recording, you probably see it in everyone else's video. If they didn't recognize immediately that was Deoxys by seeing the triangle, they see the arms come out, and there's a brief period where they don't know that's Deoxys, and they're like, absolute confusion of just like, what? Like, if you froze their brains, it'd be like, triangle, pew pew, tentacle arms. And then the thing that makes everyone realize that's Deoxys is the color, the red and blue, ruby and sapphire. And then it's timed. The animation is so perfect. It's timed perfectly so that it stalls for a bit with the arms just sitting there, and then it gives enough time for someone to say, Deoxys! And then it breaks out. And then it's like, yes, you were right. Now, fuck you, I'm level 80. And then insta-kill your Rayquaza with 1 Psycho Boost.
Yeah, I killed Deoxys.
Oh,
I still have
and
not actually caught it.
He's on Sky Pillar.
Yeah, I remember. I was like, wait, he's gonna respawn, right?
I know.
'Cause I don't wanna have to like restart that whole thing to try and get a perfect Deoxys too.
I'm gonna check my Deoxys actually. All right, so I can't actually check his IVs right now, but because he's evolved, he's leveled up a few times. But I have a brave Rayquaza. So that's plus attack minus speed. And I have a takes plenty of siestas characteristic. So it's a Deoxys it's a Rayquaza that likes to chill out.
Yeah.
And my Deoxys is relaxed, so plus defense minus speed again. And it is mischievous.
That would be a pretty good defense for him, Deoxys.
Mm-hmm. Mischievous characteristic. Do you know what siestas and mischievous do?
I remember the characteristics have to do with like a certain combination of IVs.
Yeah, I was just wondering because some people memorize them.
I don't memorize those. I have pretty much every nature memorized, like what each nature does, but I don't remember the characteristics.
Back in my day, natures only mattered if you were doing berries. When someone said nature, you thought berry. And whether or not they would like the taste. And that little animation where they like shake their head no because they don't like the taste because they don't like bitter. That's what nature's used to mean. Now when you say nature, everyone thinks modest and timid and nasty and mad. All you kids in your all you kids in your Ditto training and your EV breeding.
Oh man, those were the days of Pokemon when you didn't have to worry about like, oh my god, is this thing the right nature? Is this thing gonna have enough perfect IVs? But even though I am one of the people that does that.
No, not even that. Every time I get a Pokemon, the first thing I do, okay, time to EV train until they're max.
Oh man, really?
Use the Super Trainer, and basically in the egg lock, here's what I did. Every time I hatched a Pokemon that I was going to use, put it in the party, EV train it at level 1 to maximize its potential. Because if you start leveling up, they're going to get EVs all over the place.
Yeah.
Max potential. All right.
I haven't I think the only reason I do super trainings anymore are because I want like items, like when I need
I know, it's
like a
so good
moonstone
for
or a
items.
water stone.
On the way to Genericon, Laura and I were training like desperately. Like that Breloom and that Porygon 2, I mean Porygon Z, I got them ready and got their final moves today at 3:00. And they were supposed to be finished 2.5 months ago.
Oh man.
So we were rushing trying to finish our stuff, and she needed a Dawnstone. And she was like, "God damn it, I can't."
Oh no, is that the
She was like, "God
Hydreigon
damn it."
one?
No, Dawnstone is the one with Gallade and not with
Oh
Gallade, with
right.
the Roserade, the Fury mode Roserade, and she couldn't beat the Roserade, and it took me a few times, but I eventually got the Dawnstone for her as we were pulling into the city. It was just like if I couldn't have gotten that Dawnstone, she wouldn't have been able to use her Mega Gallade.
Frigging, what's it called? The one with Hydreigon. I can't remember what stone it gives. I want to
Um,
say Dusk Stone, but I think that might be Aegislash.
it's definitely Aegislash. I think that one only gives you rare candies or something. I don't think that gives you a stone.
Are you sure? Because I remember I had to do it for my living dex when I was just stone evolving a bunch
What's a
of
living
Pokemon.
dex?
When you have like the whole Pokedex, but like actually in your boxes. Like, so you don't just have the Pokedex completed, you actually have one of each Pokemon, like of every stage of evolution and every different, well, not every single form, because that would be a lot more with like all the unknowns and that. But yeah, it's pretty much. I mean, I still haven't completed it. I have a full
I
Pokedex,
remember
but I don't have a full.
everyone used Pokebank right up until December or January. After January, nobody used Pokebank. Everyone canceled their subscriptions.
Oh, really?
But everyone used Pokebank, and then nobody used Pokebank overnight.
I still have it.
Yeah.
What? I was so worried when it came out, though. I didn't
Everyone
want
was
to.
worried
I
that they
didn't
would
want to
lose their
use it.
Pokemon.
I'm like, they crashed too many times. I feel like I'm just gonna put all my Pokemon in it, and then they're just gonna like lose everything, and I'm gonna lose all my precious
I
Pokemon.
bet there was some person out there who constantly makes references to the original anime, who, like, there's some role player out there who is in a chat with someone like, guys, don't use Pokebank. It's Team Rocket's plan. Kidnap all your Pokemon.
Oh my god.
The best team. Like, imagine that as an April Fool's prank, they announce Pokebank and release it on the day they release it, okay? And then they release it the day before April 1st. And then on April 1st, whenever anyone logs into Pokebank, there's just a picture of Jesse and James clutching huge sacks of Pokeballs, pointing and saying, fuck you.
So apparently, Hydreigon gives Sunstones and Moonstones in Super Trading. But the reason I hated it so much was because well, first of all, you had to kill Dano, then Zwelos or Zvilus or however you want to pronounce it, like
it's
the proper German way.
I think it's like Zealot and Jealous. So it's Zwelos.
And
Zealous.
then, yeah, when you beat those two and you get to Hydreigon does, I for sure thought it was like a glitch or something the first time.
You.
Yeah, it does negative 9999 points every time it hits you. I was like, is this a bug? Seriously? Is this a glitch?
And then you get to the fucking... I loved the humor of the Super Trainer where it was just like, he's back. From the tutorial that you probably forgot about.
Oh, yeah.
Like a wrestling, like a WWE thing. From the tutorial that all you probably forgot about, that was probably a year ago. Here comes... I actually forgot the name. What's the name of that worm? That caterpillar.
Pupa? No, Scatterbug?
Scatterbug. Scatterbug! Let's get ready to get wrecked! Insta-kill! Every single shot from it one-shots you. Negative 9999, resetting you to 0. And by the time that little guy gets to Vivillon, just, oh god. Beat it though.
Oh man, for the longest time I thought Vivillon was pronounced Vivilion. And like it just it just like it's stuck in my
Some
head
people
now.
thought
So
it
now
was Vivian, which might
Vivian,
actually also be true, like silent L's.
right? Because it was like the
Like,
French game.
Kappa, if you didn't notice, was one of Pokemon from my egg run. That Archeops I used.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was another name. I was like, wait, how do I pronounce that?
Kappa.
Okay.
Yeah. Kappa. I loved how you used knockoff, and I'm like, what are you
Yeah,
trying to knock off?
I was
have
like,
acrobatics.
I bet he has like citrus berry or something, and
Citrus berry would be a great idea. I should
how
totally have that.
I was like, I bet he has a citrus berry so that he can regain his defeat, like he doesn't get the defeatist like stats drop, so that the citrus berry puts him back over half. So then I knock off, and I was like, wait, did I look away? Did I miss it? Did I not knock off an item? And then I
And then
looked
you
back
did
at my
again.
picture, and I was like, oh fuck, he didn't have an item.
And then you know acrobatics, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And that didn't do anything to you because you have a fucking Gliscor. Ah, you make me so angry with that.
It's pretty funny how like you were hating on Gliscor the whole time, and
I want you to make a team of nothing but level 2 Gliscor, and I just have all Pokemon with one hit. Like, I take up my Walrein and just sheer cold all of your Gliscor. Just like, I want to get a giant Pokemon with Steamroller, Stomp, Guillotine, and is Execute a move? Is Explosion, Toxic, so I can just watch them. Well, I can't. I can't even watch them die slowly. I'll burn them. Burn, confuse,
man.
hail.
I think one of the worst things that ever happened to me with my Gliscor was I switched into a move and I got paralyzed. No, wait, it wasn't
Toxic.
Yeah, and I couldn't. It was like Glare or something. It was like the one move that could actually paralyze a ground type or something like that.
Glare and a Thunder Wave from a normalized Delcatty.
Wow, that's very specific. And yeah, it paralyzed me before it activated its poison heal. I was like, no. Glare, the one out of two moves that can paralyze.
You want to know what Glare reminds me of?
Arbok?
No. Hot Shot. Hot Shot from the egg run. The first Pokemon I hatched that isn't my starter. Yeah, guess what it was?
Like that somebody gave you?
Yeah.
Was it an Ekans?
You know that Pokemon that we all said should have evolved into Gligar? It was a Dunsparce.
Oh,
and this Dunsparce was amazing. It was a Serene Grace, Ancient Power, Glare, Air Slash, Rollout, Dunsparce.
Oh no. Serene Grace.
So good.
Air Slash.
Para, Flinch, Ancient Boost.
Oh god.
Rollout. So much fun to kill people with a Dunsparce.
Man, Rollout is like the thing of nightmares for me ever since I was a kid and I played Pokemon Gold.
I know.
And you'd fight Whitney's gym.
Rollout is scary.
Just roll out.
Is scary to get used on you and to use yourself.
Well, it only does like 30 damage to begin with, right?
Yeah, but the idea is that in challenge run, you're like, well, if I will use Rollout and it will be amazing against this person's next two Pokemon, but if their third Pokemon is a Water type, rest in peace, because they're gonna die.
Can you even switch out when you're doing a Rollout?
Nope.
You can't?
Nope.
Oh man.
So yeah, I think that's about it. I mean, I had some other stuff I was going to talk about, but you know what? Fuck, I'll talk about something. So, you know how earlier, this is red card, just leftover stuff. You know how earlier I was talking about Dark Rayquaza, Shiny Rayquaza?
Yeah.
And how just in every fan story and everything, Dark Rayquaza was always big villain because it's just perfect.
Yeah.
Do you know of a thing called the Battle Frontier and DeviantArt?
I know of each of them separately, but I don't know what they are together.
Because so many, 2 or 3 years ago, I found the Battle Frontier in DeviantArt, and I thought it was the most amazing thing ever. It was a thing that had 8 to 10 rounds or so, and it lasts like a year and a half every season. And basically, the 0th round is everyone sends in character sheets of a team of Pokemon and a character with a developed background and everything, and then people sort through thousands of people's stuff sent in and put people into this tournament, but weird not tournament thing, where it's both an art competition and a story. So that the first round is like, okay, you're set up in a battle, it's like a double battle, you get paired with one artist, and you 2 artists fight another 2 artists, where each one of you draws out the scene of the battle taking place under certain conditions. And then at the end of the round, after a time period of like a month or so to draw everything, then people judge it, and then they say these people pass to the next round, these people don't. And then that happens every round. Now the first few rounds are like normal competition stuff on this island of like, oh yeah, you get to meet all the people who are like the NPCs and everything, and we're talking about what's happening here and this big challenge and everything. And there's like a little like some side comics and stuff, kind of like if the TF2 comics had more consistency, kind of level of humor and everything. And then you get to like round 3 or 4, and it's like, oh, there's some creepy stuff happening with this organization or whatever. And then you get to like the less people you have in the competition, the more rounds you go in, it just gets more and more serious and dangerous and absolutely batshit insane, so that you stop drawing like funny little like situations or battles. You're starting to draw like undercover operations with teams of 6 and fights against legendaries and things where people die, and it just turns into this chaotic, mad, crazy situation, and it just batshit crazy. Like,
wow, how have I never heard of this?
It's an amazing thing. And the idea is that the way you read it is unlike the way you'd read anything. Like any comic book, any graphic novel or anything, nothing reads quite the way Battle Frontier does. Because in Battle Frontier, how you read it is you find someone that you like, and you pick those people that you like, and you go to round 1, and you read maybe a 2 or 4 page comic on round 1, and then anyone else you like, you read their thing, and then you follow those people up, if they pass, to the second round, which may be just a single image, like a splash art, like draw a certain scenario with these colors or whatever, and you read the reviews of their stuff, and then you go to the next round, and then you're following the artist, the challenges, all the other artists, the art they do, the constraints of the challenge, and the plot, and the interactions with other characters every round for 8 to 10 rounds.
Oh, God.
For probably 2 to 6 characters that you follow. Because at the last round, there are like 4 or 6 people left. And sometimes people die. It is insane. It is absolutely crazy. And it was absolutely amazing, and like encompassed all sorts of weird stuff from the community, like in terms of Pokemon that you could have on your team. You could have normal Pokemon, you could have shinies, you could have pinkin Pokemon, you could have albino Pokemon, and
what?
There was they had a whole like plot thing going around with like this thing about a Pokerus mutation that could infect humans and make them into anthros. So you had one of the gym leader kind of people who was an Anthro Raichu person, and then there was an earthquake when Groudon and Kyogre were attacking the city, and then this underground new Marvel style power plant was going weird, and then the people had to fight the Raichu lady because she was attacking everything, and meanwhile someone's fighting Kyogre and Groudon, and they're destroying a city, and millions of people are dying, and then out of nowhere this one lady, this Dragon Tamer person, goes absolutely crazy and brings a dark Rayquaza out of nowhere, and then like the final round is like the splash art for it is a huge comic leading up to a dark Rayquaza attacking the city, and this giant splash art of all these people lining up with hundreds of Pokemon trying to fight the Rayquaza, and the whole front page gets rewritten so that instead of a deadline for turn in your stuff by this time, because I mean it's been a year and a half, the moderation staff knows all the people left in the game very well. So it's just like, instead of like, okay, here's the design constraints, here's yada yada yada, like it's not a competition anymore. It is all about the plot at this point. So there's just a giant picture of Dark Rayquaza and a life bar underneath.
Oh my god.
It was so epic. Just, it got so dark so fast.
How have I never seen this?
It's so amazing. If you look at Battle Frontier, I haven't been following them for the past while because they started a new season. It's so hard to follow a new season because there are hundreds of things for the first 4 rounds. I have no idea where they are right now. If you go to their blog, they're probably fighting like Deoxys and Arceus or something. Like I have no idea where they are right now.
They're fighting God.
I just like, they're probably at some crazy level of just some badass fight with all these new characters and everything. But like the OCs have such hugely weird, amazing backgrounds that are only slightly related to Pokemon. It's just like, it just became this huge thing because I followed it up till the Rayquaza thing. It was amazing. And I followed the admin's blog on Tumblr, and they did this story of like, it's crazy. It will take probably a week for you to read, like, because you have to like, basically what you do if you went to it, you're like, okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go to the final round of this season, and not look at any of the art because spoilers, and just pick 2 or 3 of the 6 people that are left and follow them from round 1. And you see their art go from this shitty little cute style to amazing quality content. Like, these people just develop so much over the year. And it's just like, oh my god. But the first rounds have so much embarrassingly shit content. Like, just crap drawings. It's just like embarrassing stuff to look at. But like, by the time it's round 6, every one of the remaining challengers knows each other, and then there are all these weird webs of like relationships and like groups of friends and organizations, and it's so hard to follow. And it's just all at the same time where there's all this plot, there's also an art competition, and you realize that these artists are working their ass off with real lives for a month trying to draw these amazing these amazing drawings, because if they don't finish their drawing in time, or they don't
lose.
do it to their, not only do they lose, their character leaves the story, and sometimes they die, and just like, Jesus Christ, can you imagine the stress? Jesus,
you're literally working for your life.
And like, but it's kind of like in American Idol and The Voice, where by the time you get to the late rounds, it's so much not about the competition, it's about the show, that you can lose a round, but you'll still be there next time, like as part of the background or something, because when you're that integral to the plot, you can't just disappear.
Yeah.
I love stuff where it just starts off totally innocent and then turns into this crazy thing. Oh my god, so good. So yeah, that's the Battle Frontier on DeviantArt, and I'll actually send a link to it and some images to try to entice you of the at least the season I saw. I have no idea where they are this season. I don't even know if they continued it. But yeah, like, it made me do a few like Pokemon drawings because I was like, oh, maybe I can become good and sign up for this next year or something, like making, character sheets and all that stuff. Yeah, it's amazing.
I can't even draw for my life. I'm terrible at it.
Maybe your friend who's in Japan right now would love it.
Yeah.
But like, no, it must be such a huge commitment, these people who do it, because if you're good, if they keep passing you to the next round, that is 2 to 3 weeks of every month lost to this for a year and a half or so.
Oh god.
Just like, so stressful, I bet. Oh my god. And all the while, the moderators and the admins are doing their own comics too, because they have to update the plot and everything. And it's just like it's this giant machine. I love it.
I really gotta look this up.
Yeah, Battle Frontier. .deviantart or whatever. I think that's about it. I'm pooped, and I really need to go to the bathroom. Jesus, we've been going for an hour or so. I'm going for at least an hour.
I have an hour and 4 minutes on my timer next to me.
All right, that's I think that's it. So, link cable to his channel, his videos, and apparently now Battle Frontier.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm gonna have hopefully a lot of traction from your channel for this, and all that traction's gonna go right back to your channel through the links.
Yep. And you said collaborations could never work.
Well, this is a guest appearance on a thing. Collaborations are when. See, I hate it when people like make channels and they're like, okay, we're gonna divide this up evenly between us. It's like, no, it doesn't work. One of you has to be the owner, and the other has to be the guest, or else it doesn't work. Someone has to own it. Someone has to be in charge and dictate what the other person does on the channel, or else it's too casual and just won't work. I think I still have on my channel the Silphgo mob there, and anyone can click that and see what happens when you have 10 people on a collaboration channel, and it's all equal. Like, all those channels are dead. There's a page with 10 channels linked, and 2 of them are still working and functioning. All the others have not uploaded in 4 months or 8 months.
Oh man, yeah. That sounds familiar.
It was a brilliant. I bet it does. It was a brilliant idea to start a YouTube network right in September.
Oh no!
With a bunch of school kids.
I think September is the month I actually started my YouTube channel.
Yup. Hey, you want to know when I started the FullRestore network? 2 months before finals. When there's never a better time than this. All right. You want to do a little outro with your WHUMPC? Actually, I forgot that was only in the blooper. I forgot to call you WHUMPS.
WHUMPS. I don't know. What do you want to say at the end?
WHUMPC sounds like a radio show. Hey everyone, welcome to WHUMPC 102.
I don't know. I usually just say thanks so much for watching, and
you're so tired you can't even do the voice. Oh god, it's 10:47. That's not even that late.
I don't know. Do you want me to say something, or are you?
Nah, I'm just gonna do my outro, but quietly.
All right. So I'll just say thanks.
Goodbye, everybody.
Thank you guys for watching or listening.
Watch his videos and watch the Schema-Run, because even though it may look shoddily put together, I'm going to reboot it. I'm going to get a banner and everything, but I know I may not have scripted out the MaxRevive episode where I talk about it that well, but please take the Schema-Run seriously, because I think it's a really important thing. I think the Schema-Run's going to be big, and I think I'm going to keep up with it, because I may be doing this one podcast with you and everything, but and the battles and everything, but my main thing is Skyward Wang, who I know he doesn't do a lot of Pokemon stuff, but this guy that I met at Plattsburgh, who is a freshman right now, who I will be in the same major with, working 2 feet away from, in an editing bay, for the next 3 years of his life, until he graduates. I'm going to be next to a person who has 40,000 subscribers. So at some point, I'm going to get this guy to a Schema-Run, and it's going to get popular. So be the cool kids who do it first before it's cool. Be Pokemon Challenge Run hipsters and do my challenge. Yeah, I'm so tired. Let's end this. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Insert bloopers. Hello, everybody, and welcome to a very special FullRestore podcast with What Up MC? WHUMPC.
Hello.
This is Nick from WHUMPC.
WHUMPC. What up, MC?
WHUMPC.
Wait, are we actually starting?
Yes, I started.
I totally just ruined the beginning. I thought you were doing a test run.
Fuck it.